Welcome to my channel, Acheno Gola the lawyer, Karibuni Sana, and today we are going to be talking about the importance of legal representation. I know all of us have found ourselves in situations where you need an advocate or a lawyer to assist you in a matter or two. So today I'm going to be talking about why it is actually important to have an advocate in such circumstances, or even a lawyer. So if you haven't yet subscribed, click the subscribe button and share if you like the video, and we'll be putting more content often so that you can be able to learn more about the law. As I have said, we are talking about the importance of legal representation, or the importance of having an advocate. So it's very often that we find ourselves in situations where you need an advocate, maybe because you're getting into a land transaction, you're registering a company, or you're involved in a business transaction that actually requires an advocate, or also you're suing or being sued. So why would you need an advocate? So the first reason is because the law is complicated. Honestly, for us advocates who've taken 7 years to study the law, we can tell you for sure there are different procedures for different types of matters at the courts. So sometimes a lay person may not be able to understand the different types of procedures to be used, and an advocate will be best suited to help you go through that process in a very easy way. So I'd advise you, if you find yourself in a situation where you're being sued or you're suing, it is very important for you to have an advocate, because you're not able to understand everything that would happen. So your advocate will take you through that process. The second reason that you should have an advocate is because not having an advocate may cost you more. What does that mean? Let's say you're getting into a land transaction, which is common in Kenya, and you fail to involve an advocate, then you lose all the money that you had intended to purchase that piece of property or piece of land. So indeed, if you hadn't had an advocate from the onset, you are less likely to actually lose your money, and therefore it would mean you wouldn't have any losses regarding that transaction. But because of that, you lost your hard-earned money, then you have to budget again to get more money to buy the property. So having an advocate does not cost you so much as yes, of course, legal representation is quite costly, but it saves you more in terms of you'll not incur any losses. Then the third reason why you should have an advocate is that lawyers know how to challenge evidence. You know, sometimes I know lay people are not able to understand why they lose or win cases, but before the courts, evidence is everything, especially in Kenya, where it's an adversarial system. The party who is able to produce the best evidence in support of their case is most likely the one to win the case or have their day in court. So an advocate understands the various techniques of challenging evidence, what to look for that could actually help you have an upper hand. You know, if there is a loophole regarding evidence, for example, let's say in criminal matters where there is a murder charge, you know, all the traces that actually pinpoint someone as the suspect, you know, could be examined very keenly by the advocate, so that the advocate is able to prove the innocence or the guilt of an accused person. So lawyers really know what to look for, even in civil matters, in criminal matters, in constitutional matters. So you need a lawyer to help you through your court process and challenge the evidence. Then the other thing why you need a lawyer actually in your court process is because when you file your documents, you might file a wrong document, and this could actually ruin your case. As I've told you, there are certain procedures to be used when filing documents in court, and there are certain documents to be filed at different stages in court. And for advocates who have gone through the Kenya School of Law especially, are able to understand at which stage certain documents are required and which are the documents that are to be filed in court. So it is very important that you involve an advocate in your court processes so that you're able to understand, or rather the advocate is able to help you file the right documents to support your case. The other reason you require an advocate is because an advocate is able to help you get the expert witnesses or witnesses who will support your case. Now, you know, sometimes, especially for example in medical negligence cases where you need maybe a doctor to be able to testify as to certain procedures, or maybe in a criminal case where you need a ballistic expert as regards maybe the issue of guns. You know, these advocates are connected, so they're able to bring you the best expert witnesses who will be able to support your case, as compared to if you're a layman and you're doing the case alone. So it is very important to involve an advocate so that you can get the best expert witnesses in the market to support your case. Then the other reason why you need a lawyer or an advocate is because a lawyer can represent your case in the strongest way possible. You know, as advocates, we've been trained that our duty to the clients is, of course, to be taken seriously, and that we are supposed to give our clients the best legal representation, you know, that they could possibly have. So one thing, you know, that shows that you need a lawyer is because that advocate will ensure that they give you the best legal representation. So the lawyer is able to give you good legal representation and ensure that maybe at the initial stages when you thought your case was weak, your case can come up more strongly than you expected because you have an advocate on your side. The other reason that you need an advocate or a lawyer, it is because it is better to avoid problems than fix them when they arise. You know, when you do not have an advocate, problems may arise that could have been avoided at the initial stages. We are talking about even issues to do with filing of documents, evidentiary issues that are to be presented before court. So an advocate can be able to avert any disaster by looking at the strengths and weaknesses of your case rather than waiting for as a crisis to occur. Then you have to work with the crisis, or a problem to occur, then you have to fix the problem. So having an advocate saves you the energy or the money or time you would have wasted in fixing a problem that could have been averted at its initial stages. Then lawyers know how to bargain for settlements and plea bargains. You know, that's the major reason why you need an advocate, or rather one of the other major reasons. Because, for example, if you're getting into a business transaction, like for example, a merger, we've seen so many mergers recently between different companies, an advocate or a lawyer is able to arrange for, let me say, a situation, or rather, an advocate is able to arrange for a settlement that is favorable to you as a company or an individual. And also, if you are buying land, which I've previously talked about, your advocate is able to avert any risks, you know, by going through the search process at the registry. So the advocate is able to negotiate well, even in terms of plea bargains. You see, when you're an accused person before the court, and you see you're trying to negotiate for a lower sentence than what the judge has given. So the advocate is able to negotiate for a plea bargain with the court so that you can be able to have the leniency of the court as you require. So indeed, an advocate is important. The advocates help you negotiate settlements and plea bargains. Then the reason why you need an advocate, or another reason you need an advocate, is because the other party also has an advocate. That is in most circumstances, you see. So you'd rather also have one to help strengthen your case, because if you don't have one, you'll be at the mercies of the other party. So you go to court, maybe you're the person who is being sued, and the other party, who's maybe the plaintiff, already has their legal representation. It would be prudent for you to seek legal representation to help you with the various dynamics of the case, so that you're able to go through the court process and the court system in a very flawless way, and you're able to get the outcome that you had actually sought for. The other reason you should actually find an advocate for all your engagements is because as lawyers, or some lawyers or advocates, offer free consultation. So you can walk into an advocate's office, you maybe inquire on a matter or two, and then you're able to gauge which advocate you can afford and which one best suits your needs. So it is important to understand that legal services are very, important to various classes of people in the society. Some of the problems that we have are legal in nature, but if we do not seek an advocate, you will not be able to understand that there are actually legal remedies provided in law for the legal issues that you could be having. So whenever you find yourself in a situation that you feel you're not sure of which step to take, I'd advise you to seek the help of an advocate or a lawyer to enable you go through whichever problem or issue in the most amicable or suitable way. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe. Greetings. My name is Julie Acheno Ugola. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I am a partner at Mushui Muriuki and Acheno Advocates LLP, and we practice in the style of MMA Law LLP. I am also a certified professional mediator trained at Daniels Mediation and Alternative Dispute Resolution Institute. I am currently undertaking my Masters of Laws at John Moores Liverpool University in the UK. I also recently started the Acheno Ugola Bar Lessons, which was launched in 4th of January of 2021. We have been able to enroll over 150 students who sat for the June exams of 2021. We have very experienced tutors that have been able to churn out legal knowledge, and we've received positive feedback from their students. If you'd like to be tutored for your bar exams or for your law school exams, visit us at achenougola.bafunde.com or send an email to achenougola.barlessons@gmail.com. If you'd like legal advice or legal representation, check us out on our website, which is mmalawllp.com, or send me an email at j.acheno@mmalawllp.com. Welcome all to MMA Law LLP and Acheno Ugola Bar Lessons.